Hello and welcome to Prepspot. In this video we are going to know about a deeply concerning event that has recently unfolded in the beautiful, yet unfortunately, troubled region of Jammu and Kashmir. Today, we will delve into the details of the terrorist attack that occurred in Pahalgam on 22nd April 2025. This incident, which has sent shockwaves across the nation and garnered international attention, is particularly significant for those of you preparing for competitive examinations such as the UPSC, SSC, and various state-level services. Our aim today is to dissect this event meticulously, covering its immediate impact, its origins, the key terminologies involved, the factual figures, the underlying concepts, the timeline of events, relevant technical details, essential general knowledge, the specific locations and individuals involved, the sources of information, and even some relevant literature that can provide a broader context. So, let's begin this important discussion. The incident that brings us together today is the reprehensible terrorist attack that took place on 22nd April 2025 in the serene Besran meadow near Pahalgam, which falls under the Anantnag district of Jammu and Kashmir. Tragically, this brutal act, perpetrated by militants identified as being affiliated with the Resistance Front, or TRF, which is understood to be an offshoot of the notorious Lashkar-e-Taiba, or LET, resulted in the loss of at least 26 lives. Among the deceased were both Indian and foreign tourists, as well as an officer from the Indian Air Force hailing from Arunachal Pradesh, and a heart-wrenching case of a father and son from Gujarat. In addition to this devastating loss of life, over 20 individuals sustained injuries in the attack, making it one of the most severe terrorist incidents witnessed in the region since the deeply disturbing Pulwama bombing of 2019. The news of this attack broke on 22nd April and continued to develop on 23rd April 2025, with prominent news outlets such as The Hindu and India Today providing extensive coverage. Unsurprisingly, this horrific event has triggered widespread national and international concern regarding the security situation in Jammu and Kashmir and its potential ramifications for the tourism sector, which is a vital component of the region's economy. Now, it is crucial to understand why this particular event has become such a significant news item. Several factors contribute to its prominence. Firstly, the sheer severity and scale of the attack, with the tragic loss of 26 lives, immediately positions it as a major security crisis. The fact that the militants specifically targeted civilians, including tourists who were simply enjoying the natural beauty of the region, adds another layer of gravity to the incident, as highlighted by international news sources like Al Jazeera. Secondly, the attack's direct impact on tourism cannot be overstated. Pahalgam is a renowned tourist destination, attracting visitors from across India and the globe. Such an act of violence inevitably casts a shadow over the region's image as a safe and welcoming place, thereby posing a significant threat to its tourism-driven economy, a point underscored by reports in the Hindustan Times. Thirdly, the immediate and high-level government response clearly indicates the seriousness with which this incident is being treated. The Union Home Minister, Amit Shah, promptly visited the site of the attack on 23rd April 2025, and even Prime Minister Narendra Modi found it necessary to cut short his trip to Saudi Arabia, a decision that speaks volumes about the urgency and importance attached to this event, as reported by NDTV. Furthermore, the international community has also taken note, with the United Nations Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, issuing a strong condemnation of the attack, emphasizing the fundamental principle that attacks targeting civilians are utterly unacceptable, a stance echoed by the Times of India. Finally, the incident has also ignited controversy and debate, with allegations of security lapses surfacing and strong calls being made for decisive action against Pakistan, which has long been accused of supporting terrorist activities in the region. This sentiment was reflected, for instance, in a post on X by Congress leader Shama Mohammed, highlighting the political and diplomatic ramifications of the attack. To gain a deeper understanding of this tragic event, it's essential to examine its origins. The attack was claimed by the Resistance Front, or TRF. It is important to note that the TRF emerged in the aftermath of a significant political development in August 2019, when India revoked the special status previously granted to Jammu and Kashmir under Article 370 of its constitution. This move also paved the way for individuals from outside the region to settle there. The TRF, in claiming responsibility for the attack, asserted that their actions were aimed at resisting these perceived demographic changes. This narrative is deeply intertwined with the long-standing conflict in the region, a conflict that has been significantly exacerbated by the complex and often strained relationship between India and Pakistan since the partition in 1947, a historical context well documented by sources like Wikipedia. To ensure clarity in our discussion, let's define some key terminologies that are crucial to understanding the context of this attack. Firstly, a terrorist attack is fundamentally a violent act carried out by non-state actors with the primary intention of instilling fear and terror in a population to achieve specific political or ideological goals. Militants, in this context, refer to armed individuals who engage in irregular warfare, often as part of an organized group, to pursue their political objectives. As we've mentioned, the Resistance Front, TRF, is a specific militant group operating in Jammu and Kashmir, widely believed to be an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba, LET, a Pakistan-based terrorist organization that has been responsible for numerous high-profile attacks in India, including the devastating 2008 Mumbai attacks. The revocation of Article 370 of the Indian Constitution in 2019 is a pivotal point, as this constitutional provision had granted special autonomous status to Jammu and Kashmir. The subsequent policies regarding domicile rules have been interpreted by some as leading to demographic changes or alterations in the population composition of the region. In response to such threats, governments employ counter-terrorism strategies, which encompass a range of measures aimed at preventing and effectively responding to acts of terrorism. Finally, the line of control, LOC, is the de facto border that separates the Indian-administered and Pakistani-administered portions of Kashmir. Understanding these terms is fundamental to grasping the complexities surrounding the Pahalgam attack. Let's now look at some key figures and numbers associated with this tragic event. As we've already noted, the attack resulted in the tragic deaths of at least 26 people, which included 2 foreign tourists, the aforementioned Indian Air Force officer from Arunachal Pradesh, and the deeply saddening case of a father and son duo from Gujarat. In addition to these fatalities, over 20 individuals sustained injuries. The attack occurred on the afternoon of 22nd April 2025 at the location of Besran Meadow in Pahalgam, which is situated in the Anantnag district of Jammu and Kashmir. In a related development, highlighting the continued security challenges in the region, an infiltration attempt along the line of control in Baramulla was reportedly thwarted on 23rd April 2025, involving an estimated 2 to 3 terrorists. It's also important to remember the broader economic context, where Jammu and Kashmir's tourism sector contributes billions of rupees annually to the local economy, making such attacks particularly damaging. Moving beyond the immediate facts, let's consider some of the underlying concepts that help us understand this event in a broader framework. Counterterrorism, as a concept, involves a multifaceted approach that includes intelligence gathering, proactive security operations, and the formulation and implementation of policy measures aimed at combating terrorist groups like the TRF and LET. The regional security of Jammu and Kashmir is constantly challenged by the persistent threat of cross-border terrorism and internal militancy, both of which have deep historical roots. The impact on tourism is a critical concern, as security incidents of this nature invariably deter visitors, which in turn severely affects the livelihoods of a large segment of the population that depends on the tourism industry. The geopolitical tensions between India and Pakistan play a significant role, as the long-standing rivalry often fuels militancy in the region, with Pakistan frequently being accused by India of providing support to groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba. Finally, the demographic narrative surrounding the post-2019 policies is a sensitive and contentious issue, with some local populations viewing these policies as an attempt to alter the Muslim-majority identity of Kashmir, which, in turn, is exploited by militant groups to fuel their recruitment and activities. Examining some key facts surrounding the attack provides further clarity. Firstly, the deliberate targeting of tourists marks a somewhat concerning shift, as historically, while civilians have unfortunately been caught in the crossfire, a direct and large-scale assault specifically aimed at tourists is less common in the recent history of militancy in Kashmir. Secondly, the victims came from diverse backgrounds, including Indian tourists from various parts of the country, foreign nationals, and even an Indian Air Force officer, underscoring the widespread impact of the attack. Thirdly, the TRF's claim of responsibility explicitly link their actions to what they perceive as resistance against India's policies implemented after the revocation of Article 370 in 2019. Fourthly, in the immediate aftermath, security forces reportedly obtained rough sketches of suspected perpetrators, including individuals identified as Asif Fauji, Suleiman Shah, and Abu Talha, indicating an active and ongoing investigation. Fifthly, the foiled infiltration attempt in Baramulla on the very next day, 23rd April, serves as a stark reminder that the threat of militancy in the region remains very much alive and active. Lastly, the attack has predictably led to a disruption of tourism, with reports of many visitors choosing to leave the Kashmir Valley prematurely, a concern voiced publicly by former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Omar Abdullah, on social media platform X. Understanding the chronology of events is also crucial. The revocation of Article 370 on 5th August 2019 is a significant precursor, as it fundamentally altered the political and administrative landscape of Jammu and Kashmir and became a rallying point for certain groups. We should also recall the Pulwama attack on 14th February 2019 as a major prior incident of terrorism in the region, highlighting the persistent security challenges. The Pahalgam attack itself occurred on 22nd April 2025. The immediate aftermath on 23rd April 2025 saw several key developments, including the visit of Union Home Minister Amit Shah to the attack site, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's decision to cut short his trip to Saudi Arabia, notably avoiding Pakistani airspace during his return journey, and the aforementioned thwarted infiltration attempt in Baramulla. This timeline helps us contextualize the event within the broader security and political dynamics of the region. From a technical perspective, reports suggest that the attack method involved militants using gunfire to target the tourists who were in an open meadow, exploiting the relative accessibility of the area. The security response from the Indian Army and the Jammu and Kashmir Police was immediate, with forces being deployed to secure the area and launch a comprehensive manhunt for the perpetrators. The fact that intelligence agencies were able to obtain rough sketches of the suspects indicates that efforts are underway to identify and apprehend those responsible. However, the remote terrain of the region and the presence of tourist-heavy areas present significant challenges in maintaining real-time security and preventing such incidents. In terms of general knowledge, it's important to remember that Jammu and Kashmir has been a union territory of India since 2019 and continues to grapple with ongoing militancy stemming from its complex and disputed status. Tourism is a vital sector for the region, with places like Pahalgam being globally recognized for their stunning meadows and offering various adventure activities. However, as this tragic event underscores, security risks remain a persistent concern. The relationship between India and Pakistan is a critical factor, with cross-border terrorism being a long-standing and contentious issue, and India consistently accusing Pakistan of supporting terrorist groups like LET. India's counter-terrorism strategies involve a multi-pronged approach, including enhanced intelligence gathering, strengthening border security measures, and conducting operations along the line of control and within the region to neutralize militant threats. Let's also pinpoint the key locations involved in this incident. Pahalgam itself is a picturesque hill station located in the Anantnag district and is renowned for its natural beauty and its significance as a major tourist hub. The specific site of the attack was Besseran Meadow, often referred to as Mini Switzerland due to its scenic landscapes, making it a popular destination for tourists. The Anantnag district as a whole has historically been identified as an area prone to militancy in southern Kashmir. Finally, Baramulla is another district in Jammu and Kashmir where the infiltration attempt was foiled on 23rd April, highlighting the geographical spread of security concerns. Several key individuals have been directly involved or have commented on the attack. Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister of India, visited the site of the attack on 23rd April 2025, signifying the government's concern and commitment to addressing the situation. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, took the significant step of cutting short his international trip to Saudi Arabia on the same day. He was also briefed on the situation by Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor, and S. Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister, indicating the high-level attention the incident has received. Internationally, Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, issued a strong condemnation of the attack, emphasizing the protection of civilians. Locally, former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Mehbooba Mufti, also condemned the violence and called for a thorough investigation into the incident. As mentioned earlier, another former Chief Minister, Omar Abdullah, expressed his deep concern over the potential exodus of tourists from the valley following the attack. Additionally, Congress leader Shama Mohammed publicly called for strong action to be taken against Pakistan, reflecting the prevailing sentiment among many regarding cross-border terrorism. The information we have discussed today is primarily drawn from various sources, including news reports from major national and international outlets, which provide the initial and ongoing accounts of the event. These are supplemented by government statements and press releases, including those from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Prime Minister's office, which offer official perspectives and policy responses. Additionally, social media platforms like X, while needing to be approached with caution regarding verification, can sometimes provide immediate reactions and insights from political figures and local observers. For those of you preparing for competitive exams and seeking a broader understanding, some literature might be helpful. For historical context regarding the Kashmir issue, Kashmir, A Disputed Legacy, by Alastair Lamb offers valuable insights. In the realm of counter-terrorism and national security, India's National Security Challenges by General Deepak Kapoor could provide relevant perspectives. Furthermore, academic journals such as Strategic Analysis, published by the Institute for Defense Studies and Analysis, ITSA, and the Journal of Defense Studies often feature in-depth analysis of terrorism and regional security issues. These resources can offer a more academic and long-term perspective on the challenges faced in the region. Finally, a brief note on linguistics. The name Pahalgam itself has roots in the Kashmiri language, meaning village of shepherds, reflecting the area's historical pastoral significance. The term terrorism, which we have used extensively, originates from the Latin word terror, meaning fear, and its Hindi equivalent is Atankvad. Interestingly, the local moniker for Besseran, Mini Switzerland, is a testament to its breathtakingly scenic meadows that unfortunately became the site of this tragedy. In conclusion, for all of you preparing for competitive examinations, this topic is undoubtedly critical, especially for sections on current affairs, international relations, and security studies. Make sure you understand the scale and impact of the attack, particularly on the tourism sector. Be well versed in India's counter-terrorism measures and the immediate government response. Grasp the broader geopolitical context, especially the complexities of India-Pakistan relations and how they intersect with militancy in the region. Also, pay attention to international reactions and their potential implications. Finally, be prepared for questions that might delve into specific details such as casualty figures, the stated motives of groups like TRF, and the policy responses, including the significant revocation of Article 370. It is crucial to have a comprehensive understanding of this unfortunate event and its multifaceted implications. I hope this detailed analysis has been helpful in providing you with a thorough overview. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Answer this question in comments. The correct answer will be given heart and pinned. Lastly, we just want to let you know that we are a newly emerging online platform for competitive exams. Creating educational explainer videos like these requires a lot of effort, money, and time. If you like these videos and want us to excel and create videos in all categories of competitive exams, then you can consider supporting us with a one-time donation through the Ko-fi platform and also by becoming a member through Patreon. This will help us create more such informative educational videos in the competitive exams space. So, one last time, subscribe and share this channel with all your friends who are preparing for competitive exams. And also, follow us on social media platforms. The links are given in the About section of the channel and also in the video description. So, see you in the next video.